Welcome to MojoPlays, and today we're looking at the hardest armor and tunics to unlock across The Legend of Zelda. But before we dive in, we publish new content all week long, so be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. Magic Armor, The Legend of Zelda, Twilight Princess. Around the midway point of Twilight Princess, Link unlocks a side quest in Kakariko Village. He must donate 1,000 rupees to a Goron inside Malomart to repair a bridge near Hyrule Castle Town. After paying the hefty sum, the Goron then asks for 2,000 rupees for Malomart to purchase the overpriced shop inside Hyrule. You can either grind away for more money, which obviously takes quite a bit of time, or you can complete a side quest with a different Goron outside Malomart, who asks Link to check on his son. After doing so, you then have to carry a barrel of hot spring water from Kakariko Village to the newly repaired bridge, and break it over the Goron to energize him, all while avoiding enemies that wish to break the barrel and force you to start over. It's stressful, but worth making the trek to earn a piece of heart and reduce the donation fund to 200 rupees. Afterwards, you can then head to the Malomart Hyrule branch and spend 598 rupees for the Magic Armor, which siphons money for invulnerability. Armor of Awakening set. The Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom. Most armor sets that make Link resemble past versions of the hero are found inside chests in the depths. But for the set that resembles the Link from 2019's Link's Awakening remake, you have to work a bit harder. First, you'll find a riddle from the bandit Misko in the Gorambi River Cave in the Elden region. Solving the riddle leads you to the Tabantha frontier and a spot guarded by a flame Gleeok. You can find the Tunic of Awakening here along with the next riddle, which leads you to the Colosseum ruins, and a Thunder Gleeok. Depending on how far into the game you are when you attempt this, these may be pretty tough fights. After solving a puzzle in the Colosseum, you'll find the trousers and a final riddle, taking you to Thundra Plateau. There's no third Gleeok here, but there is a tricky puzzle that requires you to fuse several logs together and stick them to the southern pillar so that the shadow reaches the northern one at a certain time of day. This finally gets you the mask. Or you could say screw all of that and buy a Link's Awakening amiibo, but where would the fun be in that? Ancient Armor Set. The Legend of Zelda, Breath of the Wild. Knowing where to look to find the Ancient Armor Set isn't what makes it hard. You can buy it from Robbie's robot companion, Cherry, at the Akala Ancient Tech Lab. The problem is the price. Each of the 3 pieces costs 2,000 rupees, as well as 20 ancient gears, 3 ancient cores, and either 5 ancient shafts, screws, or springs, depending on the piece. While ancient gears are relatively easy to find, everything else requires fighting guardians. Remember how intimidating those were when you first played Breath of the Wild? Needless to say, it was probably a long while before any of us had the necessary parts for the full set. It's absolutely one of the best in the game since it gives you Guardian resistance, but farming for those parts was no easy task. Green Tunic. The Legend of Zelda, Echoes of Wisdom. Although not really an armor set, the Green Tunic is definitely the hardest unlockable to get in Echoes of Wisdom. In Kakariko Village, Zelda can visit the Slumber Dojo, which presents her with timed combat challenges. There are 15 in total, unlocked as you progress through the story, so it naturally takes a while before you will unlock its final reward. However, while some of these are easy, others are much trickier, and the time limit can add another layer of stress to pick the right echoes. Blank Slate Battle Ice, featuring a slippery ice floor and a bunch of freezards, is particularly annoying. And the final challenge, a rush of all 7 dungeon bosses, is understandably long. Froggy Armor Set. The Legend of Zelda, Tears of the Kingdom. Climbing during rainfall was nearly impossible in Breath of the Wild, as Link would consistently slide back down. Nintendo included an armor set to fix this frustration, but we had to work for it. The Lucky Clover Gazette, found near Rito Village, will hire Link as a part-time reporter. He can then find the Rito reporter, Pen, at most stables across the map, where they will complete side quests together. You'll get the Froggy Sleeve after completing 4, the Froggy Leggings after completing 9, and the Froggy Hood after completing all 12. Obviously, it's another case of some being harder than others, but it still takes a lot of effort traveling across the map and completing all these quests in order to get the full set. It gives you slip resistance until you upgrade each piece to the second level, where it gives you that sweet, sweet slip proof. Barbarian Armor Set. The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. Although you can find this armor set across 3 caves in Tears of the Kingdom, earning it in Breath of the Wild is a fair bit harder. Each piece can be found inside a shrine that sits in one of the Lome labyrinths. One is on an island by the Akkala Ancient Tech Lab, one is in the Gerudo Wasteland, and one is in the Hebra region. Because these places are so spread out, it takes a while to complete the set. The Desert Labyrinth is the easiest to make it through, but you'll have certain things standing in your way for each of them other than dead ends, like enemies and Ganon's Malice. The set gives Link a significant boost in damage output, so it's among the most coveted in the game, which is why it takes so long to unlock. Evil Spirit Armor Set. The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. Just as the Lome Labyrinths provided hefty challenges in Breath of the Wild, they also did in Tears of the Kingdom. Link can venture into them at the same locations, following the trail of a researcher through corridors covered in gloom, making them difficult to navigate. After making it to the shrine in each labyrinth's center, he can then head to one directly above it in the sky. Gliding through these is a lot of fun, and they task you with finding several switches hidden throughout. Link then must dive from them all the way to the depths, where a fight against a Flux Construct 3 awaits him. Each of these 3 challenges gets him a piece of armor that enhances his stealth and is themed after Phantom Ganon's appearance in Ocarina of Time. Fierce Deity Armor. The Legend of Zelda: Triforce Heroes. There are a lot of outfits to unlock in Triforce Heroes, but the hardest by far is that themed after Fierce Deity Link from Majora's Mask. To get this set, players must complete the Den of Trials, a 40-floor combat dungeon that was added through an update. There are combat trials in several Zelda games, and while this isn't the hardest one, since you can save on certain floors, it still isn't easy. That's still a lot of floors to make it through, divided into sections themed after the game's various worlds. At the end, wait 3 Dark Links, one of the toughest enemies in Zelda, which each have stronger versions of items. The boost to Link's sword attacks and the ability to shoot 4 beams while at full health makes it worth the effort though. Hero of the Wild Set. The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild. In order to have Link dress in his classic green in Breath of the Wild, without using an amiibo of course, you have to unlock the Hero of the Wild set. But to do this, you have to put in more effort than any other set. You have to complete all 120 shrines found in the game. Finding most of them just by playing isn't necessarily difficult, though some of them are pretty well hidden. Regardless, it's obviously a lot of time and work to get this reward from the Sheikah monks, and naturally, has some of the highest potential defense in the game. It's also harder to earn than most of the past hero sets in Tears of the Kingdom, since each piece is found inside a dark skeleton infested with enemies. Ancient Heroes Aspect. The Legend of Zelda: Tears of the Kingdom. Although the Ancient Heroes aspect is, like the Green Tunic in Echoes of Wisdom, not a full set, it is a complete outfit. And it's definitely hard enough to get that it deserves its inclusion. Like the Hero of the Wild set in Breath of the Wild, you have to complete every shrine to unlock it. Only, there are 152 shrines this time around across the surface and sky. Again, a lot of time and work, but something that's worth doing not only because it's fun, but because the reward is so cool. It makes Link look like the ancient hero from the Calamity 10,000 years before these games take place. But it can also be leveled up to a defense of 84, one of the highest in the game. Is there a tunic or armor set we left off that you felt was hard to get? Let us know in the comments.